Alright, hey everyone, it's TVC Mario, and you're here for another edition of Satanic Illuminati Media Exposed. In today's video, I wanted to go ahead and look at the possibility that today's Super Bowl might be rigged by the Illuminati, a real network of secret societies, Freemasons, Skull and Bones, Rosicrucians, and many other that are trying to bring about a new world order. I believe the game today might be rigged in the favor of the Patriots, and I'll tell you why in this video here today. But already I can hear so many of you behind your computer screens or your tablets or your phones saying, "This guy's crazy, he's so crazy, blah, 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 brobble, grobble," and just objecting to what I'm saying here. Now, if that's one of you, if you're a doubter that professional sport could ever be rigged, I'm going to go ahead and leave this video in the description section below. The last time the NBA had their little finals, they were rigged, ladies and gentlemen. It was the biggest joke I've ever seen, and I covered that in a video at the time. And what's interesting about this is Stephen Curry's wife came out and said she lost all respect for the NBA because it was rigged for money or ratings, and she couldn't figure which one it was. But then she actually retracts her statements because obviously the NBA came and knocked on her door. And anyway, so check this story out if you really think that rigging games is far-fetched. The Illuminati, that's what they do. It's propaganda, it's mind control. But anyways, in this video here today, what I'm also going to be showing you is the Illuminati roots of American football. And we're going to be looking at this very strange pattern that when the Patriots win, there's this weird correlation that seems to take place. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. All right, so now the first thing that we need to recognize is how the Illuminati use football. And football is used as mind control for the masses. There's a book, 1984, that was written by George Orwell, and he talked about the fact that football, beer, and above all gambling filled up the horizon of their minds to keep them in control was not difficult. So the elite understand this, that if they can keep the masses distracted, if they can keep them dumbed down, sitting there in front of the television, drinking beer, fluoridated water, and just being consistently dumbed down, well, then they can control people, okay? So don't be deceived. This is a huge, huge Illuminati mind control operation. And I'm going to be covering the halftime show. The halftime show every year is used as well. Interestingly enough, the presidents have always supported the NFL. They always go there. There's always this correlation, okay? So the elite love this industry, okay? It serves them on so many levels, and it always had. Now, if we do a little bit of research and we look at who really, made it when it came to football, like who are the pioneers, you could say, well, there's some interesting things to point out. So let's go ahead and look at that. You have Walter Camp over here. Okay, so Walter Camp, keep him in mind here. So let's go pull something kind of interesting up. List of Skull and Bones members. Okay, remember I was talking about the secret society network that is trying to bring about a new world order? Well, let's see if Walter, oh, would you look at this? Mr. Camp is over here. So Walter Camp, 1880, father of American football and exercise proponent. Okay, so he is literally a Skull and Bones member, an Illuminist. Okay, so this is one of the main pioneers. Let's look at another one. Amos Alonzo Stagg, just for the fun. Alonzo, it's a misspelling, Alonzo. Oh, there he is. 1888, college football Hall of Fame coach, okay? Had a huge impact on the early industry. Another one that's really well known is Pop Warner. And Pop Warner, if you do your research, is a Freemason, okay? And another one that is extremely popular as well, that kind of pioneered the whole thing, Fielding H. Yost. And guess what? You guessed it, he's a Freemason. Okay, so we have two Freemasons. We have a Skull and Bones member. These are the guys that really pushed this football to where it is today. And the interesting thing about the Freemasons and these secret societies is they always just keep control. So if they were really in charge of it back then, they never let go of that control. Okay, so very interesting. So one thing, like I said, so we have that, right? It started off by Masons, okay, for the purpose of mind control. That's what it is. Governmental mass distraction and dumbing down of populations through mindless TV distractions. And so here's the interesting correlation, okay? This is why I'm thinking that the game could possibly be rigged. Now, don't go out and bet money on this or anything, and I'm just putting out a theory. This is kind of interesting, and let me know what you think, okay? So if we comprehend that the NFL, it was started by the Freemasons, Skull and Bones members. By the way, these are Skull and Bone member too, right? So they're, anyways, so corrupt. You know, if we understand that it's a tool for distraction and it's actually serving as mind control propaganda for the government, we can see a little interesting thing here happen. So let's take, for example, the Patriots, okay, and their wins. Okay, notice something every time they win, something interesting happens. Now, why would the U.S. government, the Illuminati, want the Patriots to win? Well, you need to understand how this psychological mind control operates. It's very, very powerful. The New England Patriots always represent America's team, okay? This is subliminal programming that I believe is occurring, okay? So it's the Patriots. What is a patriot, right? It's someone, let's see here, a person who vigorously supports their country and is prepared to defend it against enemies or detractors, okay? So what's kind of interesting here, let's look here. Here's their wins. And in and around, I mean, the same year or the year after or before, every time they win, the United States of America always goes into a conflict. In 2001, they went with Afghanistan. And in 2002, the Patriots won, okay? Then we have 2003, okay? And they won in 2004. Okay, so there are always these conflicts that the U.S. goes in on afterwards. Okay, so 2004 when they won, it was USA. There was this thing with Al Qaeda in northern Pakistan, and they needed to go in there. Anyways, so that was 2004, and the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, and then they didn't win for a while, but in 2015 we had ISIS versus the USA, okay, and we had a 2014 win by them, okay, so in and around the year that the Patriots just coincidentally win the Super Bowl, the United States of America goes into conflict, into war. Why? I believe because it's programming people, okay, to vigorously support the country and be prepared to defend it. They want to instill that. So we've been hearing a lot in the news. That's why the Trump picture kept showing up. Trump talking about ISIS. You know, he's talking about wiping out ISIS and stuff like that. I don't like the sound of that narrative, and it sounds a lot like they're staging the next 9/11 false flag. And would the Patriots win this year again? And very soon we're going to see another U.S. war, and the pattern continues. Is that what we're about to see? Because it's a very strange pattern here. So I'm just shooting that out there. Let me know what you think. Patriots always winning in and around the time the United States government decides to go to war. Kind of an interesting correlation there. Is the United States government, the Illuminati, preparing the next conflict, the next war, and subconsciously going to program the masses today with patriotism through a Patriot win at the Super Bowl? I mean, that's how sophisticated this mind control operation does run. So it'd be interesting to see how this all plays out. But just wanted to put that out there. And yeah, have a blessed and wonderful day. Stay vigilant. Fear no evil.